About 35 governors, including the Sultan of Sokoto, emirs from Kwara, Zamfara, Niger, Nasarawa, Borno, Benue, Kaduna, Yobe, and the Bongwan of Jos, among others, converged on the banquet hall at the presidential villa for a crucial talk with the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Professor Yemi Osinbajo warns against taking the country's diversity for granted. He warns these traditional rulers from the northeast to counsel the misguided youths who think that ethnic confrontation is a game.
President Muhammadu Buhari spoke of his commitment to one Nigeria as arising from his experience in the military, where he fought side by side with Nigerians of every tribe and faith from the 60s in the Congo. He said, we protected each other, we put our lives on the line for each other. We were brothers even in the face of death. A nation that we must maintain. And as royal fathers and leaders, I'm sure you will agree with me that we have a role to play in countering the voices of divisiveness. Let us continue to counsel the misguided elements among our youth who think that ethnic confrontation is a game and that words can be thrown around carelessly without repercussion. We must never take our diversity for granted, and I think it's so important for us to re-emphasize this again and again. We cannot take our diversity for granted. The fullness of our strength lies in that diversity, and we must wield that diversity not as a divisive tool, but instead as a binding agent. Our objective is to provide the environment for a prosperous nation, a nation where all, regardless of ethnicity or religion, can pursue their legitimate aspirations peacefully and securely.
More meeting to douse tension. Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano is worried about the religious difference between the Muslims and the Christians. He wants religious tolerance, calling on the Muslims to toe the path of peace for mutual coexistence, which will cement the bond of unity in the country.
Most of you I've already known for many years. Most of you were born here. And you don't have any other place other than here. And therefore, I take you as one of our members. You belong to Anambra State. You don't belong to anywhere. On the same note, I want yourselves to very strongly condemn the threat by Arewa youths who gave people from the south up to the 1st October to leave. You know, but the acting president has done a lot of work to make sure that that threat is not carried out. All we are trying to do is to ensure that everywhere you live in Nigeria, you are safe. That's what we are demonstrating here in Anambra.
With food items and financial token, about 2,000 Muslim families living in Anambra State received support to mark the end of the 30 days fast.
Wait.
In another southeast state, the governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, also meets with the Hausa and Muslim community in the state. The agenda is the same: to resound the need for mutual respect and tolerance for religion and ethnic matters. He, however, urges all Igbos in the north and northerners in the southeast to sheath their swords.
I believe everyone must respect each other's religion, no matter what, and we should learn to love one another. Nigeria is ours, and ours alone. We must protect it. We must protect the unity and the integrity of this nation. There's no point asking people to go back to their home. Which home? Nigeria is our home. Therefore, I've reassured the Muslims here that they will enjoy peaceful stay in this state and let none of them think about going back home, because this is already their home, and that's what it should be nationwide. And we'll ask the Igbos, wherever they are, to stay wherever they are and do their business legitimately and respect the law of the land, period. But for now, I think the Muslims here, they are very relaxed and they're happy that we're electing and interacting with them.
Eze Igbos and other stakeholders from the southeast living in the northern part of the country meet with Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State. They are not comfortable with the threat issued by the Arewa group.
We have built, we have invested, we have our children here, and so on and so forth. If not that this country is selfish, pardon me. The issue of statism should have not been happening again in this country. Wherever we are, we should feel like in Nigerians. And that is what our constitution says. Say anywhere in this country, carry on with your legitimate business.
Describing the ultimatum by the Arewa youth as provocative and mischievous, Governor El-Rufai urges Southeast leaders to also caution their youths from making inciting statements that are capable of truncating the peace and unity of the country, while insisting that proponents of hate speeches and statements would be made to face the law.
Breaking up into little ethnic enclaves is not the solution. It's not the path to greatness. It is very short-sighted, and only people that are illiterate, that don't see what is happening around the world, can think like that. What about Syria? What about Libya? We can see practically on television what happens when you start a conflict, because you can start a conflict, but you don't know how it will end. I am 57 years old. If there is war today, I'm not likely to be drafted. I'm safe. Those young people that are shouting for are the ones that will go and carry the guns, and they're the ones that will get killed. It's not me and you. We are too old. But we have not taught them by example and through discipline and enforcement of law that what they are doing is wrong. And we have to do it. This is my appeal to you, Your Royal Highnesses. We all need Nigeria. It is from within Nigeria we can all be greater.
Governor El-Rufai emphasizes on the need for the abolition of indigeneship dichotomy if Nigeria must remain united and remain as an indivisible entity.